Hello, welcome to another podcast episode number 5. I think I'm at 5. I'm not 100% sure. To be honest, I don't know if you guys have actually watched all the Andy Rants episodes, but they weren't all podcasts, because originally the plan with Andy Rants was for it to be more of a video essay, but I guess without the scripted part, so it's just gonna be completely on a rant. And I guess that is a podcast, but it was gonna be specifically about themes or topics that I wanted to talk about. One of them, or the first one I did, was about the satanic panic, and that one is up. I don't suggest you to watch it if you haven't seen it, because it's actually really boring. Also, I don't know why my hair sometimes does this, where it'll be blocky, it'll just stick out a lot. I don't know. Anyways, so I'm sorry if I fixed my hair throughout this entire. I think that literally made it worse, but whatever. So, so the first video I did on Andy Rants was about the satanic panic, and then the second one was, I guess, more of a podcast, but it originally wasn't. It was literally just me recording a voice memo, just talking about my life and stuff like that. And I really just did that kind of as a therapy thing. It was not supposed to be uploaded, but then after I was done with it, I was like, you know what, maybe the world needs to hear this, because it was talking about the side of ADHD that I feel most people don't talk about. So that was what I did. So I guess that was also a podcast, even though I didn't even intend for it to be. But now I just decided, you know what, this might as well just be a podcast. It makes sense. The name was already perfect for a podcast, Andy Rants. So that is where I am now. So I think we're at episode 5, 4 or 5. I'm pretty sure it's 5. But as you could see, or maybe you can't, I moved. I've been saying it on YouTube, so some of you might have already known. I am in an apartment with my sister. So we moved here about 3 to 4 hours away from my house, and I'm still in the process of moving. My bed is on the floor. I don't have a bed frame yet, and my TV is over there. You can't really see it, but also on the floor. Basically everything's on the floor besides my desk, because that's the only thing that I brought. My desk and the computer and my chair, which is over there, because I kind of just needed to bring that, especially for school and YouTube. My voice just cracked. For school and YouTube videos. So that was kind of an essential to bring. So I did bring it. I did in fact bring that, and I have already used it. It has been fun to use. But yesterday was my first night here, and honestly, I don't really have any complaints, besides the fact that it was a little bit lonely. I have friends here, but not many. I have 2 friends from back home that are going to school here, so I'm fine. And my sister, obviously. But it's still, in a way, kind of lonely, because this is a completely, I want to say completely, but a very new area that I'm living in, because, but again, it's not completely new, because I have been here many times, because my sister has gone to school here for a while now, and just other reasons I've passed by here. So I know this area decently already. However, it's just not where I was born. Or wait, I wasn't even born. Okay, wait, I'm going on a little bit of a tangent that doesn't really make sense. But not where I was raised. That's what I meant. It's not where I was raised, and so it is kind of jarring, and I do have to adapt to it. And I'm scared that I won't be able to, but I think I'll be fine. It's just gonna have to take a little bit of time. I know that I'm kind of tricking myself into thinking that I'm not gonna be able to be fine, but I know I will. But besides that, I don't really want to talk about the move anymore, because I will be making a video on it, and that'll come out after this podcast, probably the week after. So Also, briefly, I know I say this a lot, but thank you guys for the support. I ended up doing a separate ASMR account for those who are interested in it, and it's been doing pretty well. It basically just reached the amount of followers that I had on this main account before it kind of like got all this attention, and that's so crazy to me that like it already like reached that level, and it's still going. Like, it's still, a lot of the videos are getting a lot of views, and on this channel the ASMR videos are getting a lot of views. So if any of you are watching this and you're here for the ASMR, this isn't an ASMR account, and I'm never doing ASMR here again, but I did make an ASMR account where you could go watch it there. But what is really what I want to talk about? I had a couple things saved because I thought I was going to do a podcast episode way earlier, but it's kind of late. I just decided, you know what, I might as well just wait until after I move. So one thing, my trip, I went on a trip to the Dominican Republic. There's a vlog on my channel about that if you're interested. But one thing that happened that really sticks out, and honestly guys, it was such a painful experience because I've never had this happen to me before. I was showering. There was 2 showers in the hotel, but there was like the main one. And so I was using that shower. It was like very late. Like, everybody else was sleeping. I was the only one awake showering. And before this day, any day that I would shower, the shower would be bipolar. I don't really know how else to say this. The shower was bipolar. It would be hot. I want it hot, and it would sometimes just like go cold really quickly. Like, it's set to hot. I'm showering. All of a sudden, fucking cold. Like, literally just icy blast, and then it would just immediately change back to how I want it, and I would be like, okay, like weird, kind of annoying, but at the same time, not that big of a deal. So yeah, all was fine up until that day that I was showering. Do I look uncanny? I feel like I look uncanny. I feel like this light makes me look weird, but I was like, okay, this is normal, this is whatever. Like, I was also on the 4th floor, 3rd or 4th floor, I don't remember now. So like, it's expected for, I guess, the water pressure to not be as good. Maybe, I don't really know. But that day, I'm showering, the water does that thing where it's supposed to be hot and all of a sudden it becomes cold. So I'm like, okay, whatever, it's gonna pass. No, it did not actually at all. It was still cold. It remained cold, and I was like, okay, but then it's just like, what can you do? You can't really do anything. Like, it's cold. It's gonna stay cold. Like, if you set it to hot and it's cold, there's nothing you could really do. But then, worst comes to worst, the fucking water like basically just stops working. Like, it just slowly, gradually goes down, and it's cold as fuck. So it's cold and it's going down, and I'm just standing in the shower like I couldn't even shower. Like, the water just disappeared. It left. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck do I do now? So then I would like move the handle to, I think, cold. Yeah, I wouldn't put it to cold because it was that hot, to see if at least that would get the water working. And it did a little bit. It would sometimes work here and there. But the shower was like hot, but like really hot, like boiling hot. Like, I don't even think the shower normally could reach that temperature. It was like searing my skin off. And what didn't help was the fact that I was already like, I had a sunburn everywhere. And so that was really just like, I was being cooked. I was literally being cooked alive, and I felt it. And so eventually I was just like, okay, so anytime the little water that would come out that was really hot at that point, I would literally just have to use that. I would like go like that really quickly and like use it, and I had to shower that way. And it wasn't just a shower thing, because when I'm done and I'm like, okay, let me go brush my teeth so I could go to sleep, the fucking faucet was like so like dainty, and like it wouldn't really work. And I'm just like, okay, so what am I here for? Because like, what's happening with the water? Why is the water not working? But that was like the main bad experience. I also I don't remember what I said in the last podcast. I remember talking about middle school, and I did talk about the trip, but I don't remember specifically what I talked about. But I do want to say the first restaurant we went to in that resort, it was like an all-inclusive resort. The first restaurant we went to, I got a salad just because I like honestly was not hungry, and I didn't want anything. Like, I didn't want a steak or anything, even though it was a steak place. It was a steak restaurant. And instead I got a salad because I wanted to be a little bit quirky. And as I'm eating the salad, number one, it was really bad. I really like Caesar salads. I don't know what that was. It was not a Caesar salad. But at the same time, they didn't market it as a Caesar salad. I just kind of assumed it was. So that was kind of on me. The croutons were really soggy, which actually I don't really mind. So I was okay with that. But as I'm eating, I'm like forcing myself to eat because I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry. And I see a little worm like just emerge from like the lettuce or whatever it was. And it was one of those worms that you would expect to see in a salad. And I've never seen a worm in my salads before. But I feel like those were the ones. And it's like this. Look, I'm going to do like a little demonstration. It would move around like that, and it was green. So it was blending in with the lettuce. And I only noticed it once it stepped out on the plate. So God knows how many of those I ate. I probably ate a bunch of them. Or maybe none. Maybe that was just the only singular one. But that was honestly the only bad experience. That trip, although I wasn't necessarily like very like happy to be going on it, it was like a nice little break, especially since I was able to just stay in the resort outside in the balcony and literally just lay there. That was honestly the best thing. Like, I got a tan and sun, which I normally don't get. And am I the only one that likes sleeping in the sun? I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I really like sleeping in the sun. Just like being able to lay down there and feel the heat. Like, not just like feel the sun. Like, you know how you could feel the sun, like kind of like the rays. I don't know. But I like that feeling. And honestly, I'm glad that I was able to get it. So now I'm kind of at a point where I don't remember what I was going to talk about because I'm recording on my phone. Oh, wait, I could check. Oh, here. I don't think there was actually anything I specifically wanted to talk about besides YouTube, but I don't think that's interesting enough. So I'm sorry, but I do want to talk about it because I'm at a point where I don't know how to handle this because I'm kind of like going full at it on YouTube. I'm uploading once a week on this channel, sometimes twice a week like I did this week. And then on the ASMR account, I'm also trying to do 2 uploads a week plus like a YouTube short. And it's not by any means hard. It really is not. However, it is a lot. And I feel like now it'll be even more overwhelming when I start school. I start August 19th. And I feel like it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to manage things. Like, before school, in high school, I mean, junior year and senior year, I'm sure I've spoken about this a little bit before, but that was like at my peak of struggling. I was like struggling, no motivation, all of the above. Not even motivation to do YouTube. So now that it's summer, I've been able to obviously like have the opportunity to do more videos without having to worry about school and stuff like that. But now it's like, okay, now I'm gonna start school, I'm doing YouTube, and on top of that, I'm gonna have to get a job. So do you see where that just starts to kind of pile up? And I've never had to deal with getting a job and doing school, and on top of that, doing YouTube. And yes, YouTube is a hobby, especially now, it's a hobby. But ultimately, I do want that to be my job. I would want that to be my job, at least for now. But obviously, I'm not at the point where I get money from this. And that's not to say that I'm doing this only for money. Like, clearly, I have like 80 uploads, and I haven't received any money on any of those. In fact, I've wasted money on some of those videos trying to like do fun stuff or whatever. So no, I'm not doing this strictly for money. It's literally my hobby. It's what I like doing. I like trying to be creative and doing videos and stuff like that. And obviously I'm studying film, or that's what I'm going to study, because I want to be a director in the long run. And it all just kind of works together. But the money would be really nice because I would be getting paid for something I like doing. And obviously everybody wants that. I feel like everybody wants to be paid for something they like doing. Nobody wants to be paid for something that they don't like doing. But ultimately that's kind of the job that they're forced to have. and I'm gonna be forced into that if I don't make money on YouTube. So I really am grinding. Like, I feel like normally without that idea, that notion where I'm like, okay, I have to make videos because eventually, like, I want to get paid, so I just have to like really grind on YouTube right now. Before that notion, it was just like, okay, I'm gonna make a video whenever I feel like it, whenever something comes to mind. So I feel like I really am exhausting my brain with the amount of like content I could put out, because I hate the idea of putting content out just to put it out. But that's kind of where I'm at right now, because it's just like, I feel like I need to get there. I need to get there so my videos can be monetized. And then once I'm there, it's like I could be doing what I want to do, posting when I want to post. Once a week is honestly not bad. At least as of now, it's not bad. I feel like it's not super crazy to reach it. Sometimes I honestly feel like I should just be doing more, because sometimes I'll finish a video for the week and then I'm like, is that it? Like now I just have to do the next one. And it's just like, I feel like I just need to be doing more. So that's why now I'm doing this podcast as like a second upload for, why am I like red there? For this week, because it's just like, I need to be doing more. I feel like I'm not doing enough, and I haven't even started school or a job. So it's like, I have the time to do multiple things. So I did the room tour, which I mainly wanted to do it as like a log, because it's like, I'm moving out, like that is my childhood home basically. And so I just want to have that saved for like the future, to just have it there. Even though I still, like, that room is still accessible to me, but like it looks completely different now because a lot of things were taken out, and I'm sure over time it'll look even more different. And then once my parents move, we won't have that anymore. So I did want to just have that saved. But then on top of that, I was like, okay, might as well just share it to the world, make it a video. But it was also only like 6 minutes long. So I'm like, am I really just gonna do a 6-minute upload for the people who like care about watching my videos, and then just not do another video until the next week? And then that next week will be a moving out vlog, because clearly the vlogs are not the way to go. At least that's how I feel right now, because of the Dominican Republic vlog that I put out. Not much interest in it. And I know part of that is because a lot of people that subscribe to me came from ASMR video, and they were expecting ASMR videos. So I'm sorry for you guys if that's you. But so and that's kind of why I quickly decided I wanted to make an ASMR account, because I clearly, that is the way to go to be more successful, I guess. Just like more immediate success. I don't know if that's like weird or like bad to say, or like, I'm not trying to diminish people that do ASMR and say that it's not like a tedious or like a hard thing to do. And actually, I do want to talk about an experience about making ASMR video, but wow, like brain fart. Let me finish this point, and then I'll go to the ASMR video that I was like severely struggling to record. But yeah, so many people weren't interested in vlogs, even though that's kind of a majority of what this account is. A lot of this account is just vlogs. Like, you scroll down, my first video is basically a vlog, and all of these videos I've done are vlogs with my friends and stuff like that. And obviously now I'm kind of pivoting away from that, just because I'm doing this less for me and for my friends, and for having like video logs about like our high school experience or whatever. And now it's more so just like, okay, now I want to think about this more seriously. I want this to actually be a thing I do long term. And that's not to say that I'll stop doing vlogs with my friends and stuff like that, but slowly I've just been naturally pivoting away from that. I feel like you could really tell. I released my furry video. A lot of you guys probably don't know that, because I was relatively early on. Go watch that video. That was like the first video where I was like, I could do YouTube. And it could be like a thing I actually do, because I felt like it was very out of my comfort zone, but it was a topic that I found interesting. So go watch that furry video if you haven't yet, and maybe it'll change your perspective on furries. And yeah, so after that I was like, okay, I don't need to be doing like vlogs only for my friends, because ultimately when I was focusing on that, the only thing that would really get attention was the only people that it would get the attention of was the friends that were in the vlogs, because they would want to see themselves in the vlogs. And there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like everybody wants to see themselves in the videos. Like, obviously you're gonna want to see yourself like in a video you're in or whatever. But then a lot of times, a lot of those friends would not. I like how my hair just progressively gets crazier. Those friends would not watch any other video, only ones that they're in. Again, can't shame them for that. But then that's when I started realizing, like, okay, I need to pivot away from this, and then I need to see if that even works, if I'm even going to get anybody interested in the things I do, because normally it's just my friends that watch the videos. And that furry video was like the best video, or at least like the best received video for a long time from my friends and from a bunch of random people that watched it. The only thing that has recently dethroned that was the ASMR video, which is why, again, I decided to do an ASMR account. But I wanted to talk about my ASMR experience, so I would just go to that so I don't continue talking about the YouTube stuff. But filming ASMR has genuinely been the most, the most, I don't know if intense is the right word, but like the craziest. I really don't know how to explain this. It's very hard to film. If you haven't done ASMR, then maybe you don't know it, and maybe I'm just bad at it. But when I film ASMR, oh my gosh, it was really bad at first. Okay, wait. First video I made on this channel for the finding my YouTube niche videos, that was easy to film. Low-key, that was easy to film. Like, that was a one and done. I just like filmed it and I was like, fine, because there was no expectations. It was like I fully went into this like as almost like as a joke. It's like, okay, I'm doing this like kind of as a joke for this series that I'm doing. Let's see if it's fun, if it works out, how people react to it. And then people liked it, and then I'm like, okay, whoa. And people were like, you're good at this, and I'm like, whoa. And people said, you have a beautiful facial structure, and I said, thank you. But then it's just like, okay, now any ASMR video I do after that, it's gonna have to be good. It's gonna have to, if not beat the last one, be as at least equal to the last one. So that just made it worse in my head. And I was filming something. Now I don't remember what it was, if it was a short or if it was just a regular video, but I was struggling to film it so bad. I think it was the short. I think it was the first short that I recorded. It was so hard to do. I don't know why. The shorts are like 1 minute long. I have no clue why it was so hard to film, but I filmed it and I was like, fine. And then I think at that point I was like, I'm never doing this again. That was before I made the account. I was like, I'm never doing this again. And then I decided I'm going to continue doing this. And this last week, someone commented about doing a cranial nerve exam ASMR. And honestly, I'm like somewhat familiar with them because I've seen them before. And so I was like, that's a pretty good idea. Let me do it. So I started doing it. I'm not cut out for ASMR. I really am not cut out for ASMR because, like, I got a little distracted, sorry. Because that thing about, like having to beat myself with the video I did, make a better video than I did already in the past, was already one thing. But then on top of that, doing things that I haven't done already before has made it worse. So that person asking for the cranial nerve exam, I'm like, okay, good idea, but I haven't done one of those videos before. The ones I've done before have been a relatively like similar formula, and then I just will add like a certain ASMR trigger on top of it. But now it's just like you're basically doing a completely different type of ASMR video, and I struggled a lot. It was hard to film. I recorded it like 6 times. It took me more than an hour to film. And guess what? I ended up not doing it. I didn't finish it because I would mess up at one point or the other, stop the video. Okay, this is so embarrassing. At one point, I like flipped people off because I was doing it like this. Like, what number is it? Whatever. And then at one point, like, low-key, like, my fingers just, like, move before my brain does. And one time I was going to do, like, 1, but instead of doing 1, I went like this. And it was... And that was kind of just the moment where I was like, yeah, I'm not filming this today. I'm going to have to film this another day. So I filmed a YouTube short. which was still a pain to record, by the way. 1 minute long, by the way, and it was still hard. And I was just like, you know what? Let me like schedule this for whatever, and that video is already out. But I have no ASMR video done yet. Cranial nerve exam, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna freaking do it, and I'm gonna do it good, hopefully. So that will be the next ASMR video I do, not on this channel, on the ASMR channel. And for here, the next one will be the vlog, the moving in vlog. Again, I know it's not the most interesting thing for people, I guess. People aren't as interested in vlogs. Or maybe it's just that the Dominican Republic one was like really long. It was a pretty long vlog. I don't know. But that's kind of where I'm at. And I will continue to do podcasts. I feel like podcasts are really fun. I like just talking to people. But also my like struggle is that I never know what to say when I'm here in front of the camera, but I always think about what to say before. Like I'll literally have full on like podcast conversations with myself of like what I'm gonna say, whatever. But a lot of times in my head I'm like more vulnerable than I am when I'm actually speaking, because then once I'm here and I'm like, okay, these are the things I said I was gonna talk about, it's like, actually, I don't think I want people to know this. Like, I don't think I want people to know this about myself. So then I don't say it. But then at the end of the day, it's like, okay, well, then that just limits me to like the one thing that wasn't vulnerable that I wanted to talk about. In this case, it was the shower experience on my trip. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching this podcast. I know it was pretty short. I honestly just don't really know what to talk about, if I'm being completely honest. I'm sure more things will pop up. I just need to start writing things down. I always don't do that, but it's just like, it always helps to have things that I want to talk about written down, because even though I won't cover them all, at least I'll have kind of like a direction to go. And then if like those topics lead to other topics, like it fills up the time more. But when I'm kind of at this moment where it was just like, damn, I only wrote one thing, now it's just, I don't know what I'm gonna say. But yeah, go subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and thank you for subscribing. We literally already reached 300 subscribers, which is honestly so crazy to me, because just like a month ago I was at 70 something subscribers, and now I'm at 320. I might have made that up, but I think I'm right. Let's check. Let us check. I am at 323, and the ASMR account is at 86. Also, like, that was like 6 subscribers overnight, so like that was crazy. But anyways, yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will continue to do podcasts. Honestly, maybe I might just start doing like a regular video and then one podcast every week, but I don't know if I have enough to talk about. I don't think I'm that capable of talking about so much. Okay, I'm sorry, I keep like yapping, I keep like extending this outro, but thank you for watching. Subscribe, like the video, comment, but if you have any ideas for videos, I'm glad to do them. I want to do more gaming. I'm going to do a gaming one soon. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.